Alright, so we got everything ready. We are ready to go in the water. And we're gonna start super easy. Really taking our time, getting used to riding powered. Alright, so now we are in the water. We need to spend a lot of time getting used to first riding on your belly and see how the weight shift, kind of like how important it is. Because at first what you might notice is as you get a lot of power, that nose is shooting up and it's not really accelerating. You are putting more power, but it's just not going. We need to scoot forward. As the nose go up, we need to keep it down. If we keep it down, we're gonna feel like we can accelerate. So you're gonna see, and now I'm keeping the nose down, and now I'm pretty much on plane, and I could almost foil if I had a big enough foil. The other thing we want to get used to is turning, shifting your weight to the right, shifting your weight to the left, and see how that allows you to turn. Because if it's like a boat, if you don't have power, if you stop and you try to turn, obviously it's not going to turn. So you want to get used to using your body weight, going leaning right, leaning left, and that's gonna make it turn where you wanna go. If you wanna do a sharper turn, it's definitely harder. You have to shift your weight back a little. But spend enough time at different speed on your belly, just like that. You can go like way fast, almost to like foiling speed. And now we are pretty much foiling. And just really playing with it like that. The only thing we want to get used to is like the throttle. We don't really want to let go of the throttle all of a sudden, otherwise boom, we stop. Alright, now that we know not to all of a sudden let go of the trigger, we're gonna make our way to our knees. So I'm gonna scoot forward as I'm getting more speed to make sure I'm keeping the nose down, and I'm gonna make my way to my knees, really making sure I'm keeping the nose down, not shifting my weight back all of a sudden. Get a bit more speed. You can cruise around like that on your knees to get comfortable if you want, and when you are ready, you go front foot, keeping the throttle consistent. Now I have my front foot up, and I'm gonna go to my back foot, and really getting used to the weight distribution. I'm quite a bit on the front here, and that's normal. It's because when I have power on the throttle, that prop is really pushing the nose up. So I counter that just like that. Once I feel good, I can cruise around, learning to steer on my feet. It's just like leaning toward my heels to turn left, leaning toward my toes, or the other way around if you are goofy. And then the next thing we're gonna practice, and that can be like days where you practice just riding on foil like that. We want to stay low because the prop is not very high. Now I'm foiling, but I'm still staying low. So once in a while, maybe I'm touching down, that's okay. I'm gonna adjust my feet so that I can be equal front and back, not all back foot. Practice that. Again, it can take days just riding like that. The next step is going to be practicing the pop up and glide down. Just one pop up and up, glide down, enter the water again. That's going to teach us the transition, and maybe you're going to fall, but ideally you want to practice that over and over until the one pop and enter again is really dialed in. And if you notice, I didn't let go of the trigger. You can let go of the trigger, but for the first one pop, we try to make it kind of like a short, like up and glide. So we don't necessarily need to let go of the trigger. Later, once we start pumping, yeah, we can let go of the trigger. But you want to practice that for a long time, however time it takes for you to be really dialed in like that. Then we're gonna add one hop after the hop. So it's gonna be hop, hop, glide. glide down. So hop, hop, glide down. That will be your introduction to pumping, and ideally that's how we're gonna learn pumping. Adding one pump at a time, and the principle is always hop and glide. So that's what pumping is, hop and glide over and over. So once you are good with one and then glide again, then we're gonna link more and more together. So let's go for more, pop, and then we can do as much as we want. Now you can see I have the remote is off, and as long as I can pop up, trying to stay high so that the prop is out of the water, and it's a really good way to practice pumping. When I get tired, I get a trigger again, glide down, power, and we got it. The fall drive is like a perfect tool to learn pumping because we can add one pump at a time and not fall every time. You might fall in the transition at the beginning, but really it's a tool that ultimately, once you dial in the transition, you can practice one hop at a time. So here I just did one hop, one glide, two, glide again, and then as I get it better, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's all the same principle, glide and power again. Staying low, and that's it. So once you got to play with your pumping, even if you don't have your pumping super dialed, but at least you have the transition, pop up and glide, then we can start riding both wakes. So as soon as we got a boat here, we're gonna go out there and steal some wakes. Okay, I spotted a boat, so I'm gonna approach it. Since I don't know them, I might go to the third or fourth wake just not to freak them out. But here is the boat. Someone is surfing the wake. We're gonna ride a bit behind them. Let's go. So I'm approaching. I'm gonna pop up before I get to the wake. Almost to the wake and pop. A bit of pumping. And now I'm on the wake. And it's just a matter of like staying high. So the prop is out and positioning yourself just right. So you can ride. Whoop, they fell. So they're gonna stop. But we can still have fun on the wake. You look at that. No need for a boat. Can have fun just like that. You. Okay, they stopped. No more wake. Power again. And we are going. Let's see. Once the guy gets going again, maybe we can get the wake again. But there is almost still some leftovers from before they stopped, so let's try to ride that a bit. I'm gonna go from behind. I just passed the wake, and now I'm gonna approach it from the back. Some power, and pop up, and we can ride a bit. Of course, it's the leftover, so it's still pretty slow, but can get some glide. Let's pump back to the wake. Small lap, trying to stay high. Kind of disappeared by now. So I'm gonna power again and enter the water. Pop up and that's it. It's so amazing, the potential to be able to ride a wake, play without having a boat. Just find some wakes and you get to ride. If it's a wakeboard, it's ideal because it's going to be the perfect speed. This one is not, so it's a bit too fast. Whoop. Oh. The potential is amazing to me. I'm like so fired up with the Folk Drive to be able to ride both wakes, and I think it's a great tool for that. You know, I was dog starting and riding both wakes as well from a dog start, but you know, I was using bigger foils because I was dog starting and going so far, pumping between both wakes. Now I can ride a small foil, smaller foil, and just go where I need to go, pop up, and have a fun foil to ride the both wakes. So I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. If you have any question, make sure to drop it in the comments. Let us know how your process is going with learning to Folk Drive, learning to pump, learning to ride both wakes, maybe on the ocean, waves, downwinding. The potential is unreal, so can't wait to hear from you guys what you think. Check it out, wingfoilprocenter.com. I will put the link right here in the description, and get out there, have fun. I will see you guys next time.